theme music.
Let's go. Boom. The
We ain't got no
broadcast is
theme
live.
music.
Let's
Huh?
do
So, yeah, hey, bear with me. Man, look, how was your day, man? We'll go ahead and
Man, it
break
was
the
it
ice.
was it was it was cool, man. Regular shit, you know. Went to therapy, came home, chefed
Yeah.
up a little something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's actually what I was doing right before we hit the button, like right about 8 o'clock. I was like, okay, let me roll me one and log into the spot.
Yeah. 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 Man, look. Yeah. Hold up. Did I freeze?
No, you still rolling? We still
Yeah.
rolling?
Yeah.
You still
Yeah.
good?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So that was that
Yes.
was about it, man. About a regular Wednesday today. Yeah, today is Wednesday. Yeah, regular Wednesday. It look like everybody's still catching up from the 4 day, but
Yeah. Man, you still calling it a 4 day?
I'm old and institutionalized, man. I don't know. A
Yo.
4 day. That's the only thing I ever known it to be.
Right.
Regular people
Right.
probably ain't calling it that.
And regular people ain't calling it no 4 day, man.
What they
You
calling it,
know.
a long weekend? What they say? I've been saying 4 day. They probably looking at me like an alien. Then.
Yeah. 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 I'm not even sure. You know, like it's man being institutionalized. Take a it take a lot to unpack it and realize it.
Dog, some stuff it just didn't never go away. I still write my date like the military way.
Yeah, I do too.
Like
It
when I'm
just makes
signing
sense to
papers
me.
and stuff. Yeah.
You know, so like, man, we had a good weekend, I guess you could say, for what Memorial Day weekend should be. You know, shout out
Yeah.
to all the veterans. You know what I'm saying, that may have lost someone, and R.I.P. to the fallen. You know, that didn't make it. So we I always got to take a second because, like, man, both of us are veterans,
Yeah.
and you know, one of the things that we probably can relate to is parenting out of wedlock, which is like tonight's show. But you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna talk about a couple other current event topics. You know what I'm saying before we get to that, man. What you been following in the news right now? Because I'm asking that because I want to see what you've been paying attention to, what you've been seeing.
It's all trash. Like it's all it's all trash. And it's all trash around the board. Like in black people news is trash. I saw somebody
What you
ran
got in black people news? Let's start there.
black people news. I saw some girl. Apparently, she a singer, but she DUI stop. She dragged a moped for a block and a half, just dragging the bitch. Like
What?
that's she was thoroughly smashed, dragging a moped down the street, hit the dude on the moped and took off. I think the guy that was riding the moped survived, but I saw that it was like a moped. At first, I kept reading it like a mop. Like I guess because I'm dyslexic, because I'm like, why was it a mop in the street?
Oh man,
I was
like
like, nah, that says moped, and she was wild.
man, look, I'm gonna stay on the same low vibrational frequency right there because I seen a lot of trash. You know what I'm saying? Also, and since we last spoke, because we took off last week, I was in Boise. And that was an interesting experience. But while I was in Boise, I was scrolling my timeline on Instagram, and I see a car crash in Memphis. I don't know if you saw that, but everything was cool for a second, and then there comes a car just tumbling into the camera. You know what I'm saying? Into live view, and two people got ejected out of it. One of them went through a window, and the other one went on the roof. One of them obviously died. But I would play the video here, but I'm not sure how to go. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need my channel blocked up.
What?
And the car that they were in impacted a car that was parked, and it was a BMW. And this dude said, "Yeah, I went from checking my phone to a car being on top of mine." You know what I'm saying? Bruh, like it's just some wild shenanigans, you know what I'm saying, taking place.
What?
Yeah. And then
So this was a single car accident.
yeah, solo, all by himself. I don't know
So
if it was
how
a
did we
chase.
go from? How did they just start tumbling? What was they? Well,
Well, I'm gonna say like they just they was coming in hot. That's all I got. You know what I'm saying? Like Memphis always has something crazy going on. You know what I'm saying? Like man, look, we ain't talking about Ja Morant. You know, even though he had been talked about enough, and I think
yeah,
we all agree that he can make better decisions. That's just the bottom line. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because it's about the people you with and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But is that always the case though? Like, isn't it always about the
That's with
people
everything.
around you? Yeah. So it's like, even though the news was trash, it was just consistently trash. Like,
Like this, I mean, everybody getting it. I seen
bro,
the lady that ran that Theranos scheme. She got sentenced to 11 years, I think, or
oh, you
she
talking
turned
about the one?
herself in to start her 11-year sentence.
You talking about the one that fooled all those blood testing companies or something?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
cooking though.
Look, Gina was telling me about that. She was like, "Yeah, like this one schemed all these other folks, and once you see the videos and stuff, you like, how y'all
She
get up,
got that. How y'all let her get that out? She got that off. Cause I seen
bro?
it on like American Greed or something.
Yeah, that's what we were watching, American Greed, I think,
Man, when I tell you, man, I was on the floor laughing. I was like, she was getting that off. And she was walking right up to the people like, I'm blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm about to do. And she was young.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
No, let me tell you what else I saw that was strange because I was watching like Gina put me on to Impact. It comes on Hulu. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a series of just in-depth interviews, and it breaks down like like whatever specialty topic it might be. Like one episode was about Black China, and it was talking about this movement of women that are taking off the extra bumpers on their bodies. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to remove they silicone. There's a whole movement where people
Yeah.
removing all their implants and everything else, and they having this huge awakening. And when you're watching it, you're like, are y'all celebrating? You know what I'm saying? Like realizing that you was insecure or what? But it just shows you how far off some people are from, just regular, common sense. There's some things that are common to other people, common sense to other people that are just not even in the same,
Nope.
spectrum understanding for other folks.
Right.
Uh
It'd be like a foreign concept to them sometimes. Like, it's one
yeah,
plus one. And it's like,
man.
it's so bad, like, because that they fight against the girls that don't want to do that. So, it's a thing when they got somebody to fight against. Like, it's like the silicone girls versus the girls with stretch marks, I guess. But
Hey,
that's
there's
what
always an anti to the anti.
it's hate.
It's hate,
It's
bro.
always hate.
Hate wagons.
Yeah.
Nothing but hate
Whatever you
wagons,
want
dog.
to be, somebody gonna be like, nah, I hate that shit.
Yeah. And it's extreme too. You know what I'm saying? Like I see like a lot of radicalism. You know what I'm saying? But they don't even realize they radical. They think they just got an opinion, but
Mm-hmm.
like opinions echoed. You know what I'm saying, over like the airwaves or wherever it can be digested. It's gonna get some momentum because it relates to somebody out there, and then the somebodies are like, hey, I've been waiting here, what I'm saying, the same thing that you're talking about.
Right.
And then
So it's
by that
always a
time,
never ending battle when it comes to stuff like that.
man, so like in watching all of those videos and stuff that we talking about, like like discovery and like what's right and what's wrong, and what I'm saying, what's popular and what's not, I started noticing a lot of correlations. Like there's something that relates to everybody experience. Like I had a friend tell me that porn did to men what IG did to women. And then I had to sit there and marinate on it because we talk all the time about how relationships have been severely distorted by social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the women's side of it, it's it's been the topic of late, you know what I'm saying, last probably 2 or 3 years, where these crazy expectations of incompatible expectations. I don't want to call them crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because you can have whatever you want, or you can want whatever you wish for,
Yeah,
but what you qualify for is something else,
it's always different.
Yeah, because you got too many other variables. I don't like telling people what they can and can't have. You know what I'm saying? Because all you can have is what you can afford, and it ain't got nothing to do with money. So like, keep wanting what you want. It ain't gonna be me. You know what I'm saying, to hold you back from that. Uh, and when you start getting down, you know, into the details of it, there's a lot of people um, that are on something that ain't nobody else on. Whole
Right.
nother frequency, you know. So when you start thinking about how you have to put things in comparison to each other, So like I talked about the IG side of it and what it did to women. Now think about, you and I are in our 40s, right?
Right.
Think about the unrealistic pressure that adult films put on men when we were boys.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you,
Right.
you know, and so like, and I'm saying that because I watched an Impact interview um about body dysmorphia amongst men, and you
Now
start
hold on.
breaking it.
What does dysmorphia mean?
Oh, glad you asked. So dysmorphia meaning like you have um an insecurity about your own body, and you're comparing your body to what you see image wise, right?
Okay.
So a lot of guys were, like I said, disillusioned by pornography because you want to evaluate yourself by, what I'm saying, sexual performance.
Right.
And until, because like, where you gonna get the experience from until you get the experience? What you
Until
gonna
you
do?
get the
Ask your mom?
experience, right?
Come
It's
on, man. Come on.
practice. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if you watching it too young, you got somebody locked up. And if you participate too young, somebody else should have been
Somebody
locked up.
else should have got locked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's what a lot of guys use to, like, that's where you was getting your moves from. Like you had to evolve, but that's where you got your first little humps from.
Yeah.
Like that you was trying to do it like one of them dudes on there, but that also does give you a false sense about sexuality. Like the
You see
chick
what I'm
that
saying?
the chick that show up, like the male lady don't show up with her titties out on a Thursday. And that just don't happen in real life. Like you can't just
No,
walk around. And
you
I
can't
think that's
show up
why a
with a
lot of
trench
dudes
coat.
think they can just have what they want because the dude just show up and deliver the pizza and he got two women trying to pay for the pizza.
That's a terrible script, and it's
Horrible
perfect.
script, terrible acting, but it was like the first reality shows, right?
Yeah. So I was, like getting a little bit of outside education, and I think one more thing in current events is, have you been following this Travis Rudolph trial?
It was just about to start. I was trying Travis Rudolph. He played for Florida State, right?
He sure did.
I don't necessarily remember that story. I was like, because I saw the
I'm
article this
glad.
morning that this trial was about to start. I'm like, well, when did he get killed?
Look, I'm gonna pull up a clip on that. You know what
I
I'm saying?
totally missed it
Look, it is important
because he was
because,
young. I feel like he was just at Florida State, like
yeah.
within the
So,
last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, maybe.
man, look, I'm looking it up now because I'm gonna pull it up on the screen in a second. Uh, and I want to read something off of it so I can give you like the backstory first. So in short, I'm gonna pull this up on the screen real quick so you can read the same thing I'm looking at. Boom, boom, boom. So, former Florida State star Travis Rudolph is on trial for murder. His alleged girlfriend, his alleged girlfriend attacked him and then proceeded to text her brother to also target Rudolph. When her brother and friends showed up, one of the men was shot and killed.
What you mean? One of the men was shot and killed.
Yeah, we gonna I'm gonna find something else on here real quick so I can give you more context. All right, so hold on a second. I'm about to pull this up. We're gonna watch this video real quick. All right, and to bring you up to speed, and I'm gonna let you evaluate what you want to evaluate out of it.
Or jealous that he was down in Miami so long, right?
I'm not going to use the term jealous. No, I was not jealous. I wanted him to do well. I wanted him to go to the CFL. I knew that was his dream. So I wouldn't call that jealous at all.
You knew then, now again, that after he went to Canada, his dream was to come back and his hope was to get a contract with the NFL, right?
I mean, usually that's what people decide. I'm not sure exactly what his decision was, but if you go off to the CFL, yes, that is something that you do try to pursue after.
Okay. You also told the jury yesterday that I felt uncertainty because I didn't see him for a month. You remember that?
Correct.
Okay. So you basically did not see him at all for a month, right?
In person, because I was healing, but I did see him through FaceTime, on the phone, through text, every other type of communication.
Why would you feel uncertainty if the relationship had changed course? Why did you care that he was down in Miami?
It's not that I cared. It's just that I just had surgery, so I kind of wanted comforting from him and him to be there a little bit more and things like that. So that's more of what it was.
Well, you had some concerns because the minute he stepped out of the house when DJ came home, you took it upon yourself to snoop through his phone, right?
I didn't snoop because he gave me the password. So I just want to clarify that.
Oh, hold on. He did not give you the password that day, right?
He gave it to me to let me know I can look through it whenever I wanted to.
Right. That he gave you that password months earlier on in the relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Fair use. Let me go ahead and say that this is for fair use because it's already on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So, are you tracking so far what's going on right here, Drew?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna let it keep playing.
So this is not a situation where you guys are alone in his house. He says, hey, by the way, here's my password. Feel free to go into my phone. I'm going to go step outside. That didn't happen, right?
No.
Okay. So he walks out for a minute and you could not resist to take his phone, his personal property, go in, put his password and start snooping around, right?
Yes, because we were in a relationship and he gave me that password.
Okay. So have you snooped around in his phone on prior occasions with his password?
No, because I just had surgery, so I haven't seen him in I haven't seen him in a while.
Right. So you were snooping around because you were.
I wouldn't use the word snoop.
Overruled.
You were snooping around because you were concerned about him seeing other women down in Miami. Isn't that the bottom line?
The bottom line is he was my boyfriend at the time. I haven't seen him in a month, and I was curious. That's the bottom line.
Okay. You didn't want to lose him, right?
Of course not.
And when Travis said that he found Kyla's body more attractive than yours, you became infuriated. Right?
No.
You didn't?
No.
You weren't upset that he found Kyla more attractive than you?
No.
When you saw the text from Kyla, you told the jury yesterday it was time for me to go. You remember that?
Correct.
Okay. And when you saw the text from Kyla, Travis was still outside, right? He was out with his brother. You were looking through his phone when he was outside.
Correct.
So you waited for Travis to come back into the house to confront him, did you not?
I more so didn't confront him. I just went into the room to grab my things.
So you didn't walk right out the door, did you?
I went to go grab my things, and he seen his phone on the couch, so he kind of put two and two together.
You waited for him to come back in so that you can confront him. Isn't that what's happening?
I didn't confront him. He kind of confronted me about the situation because he's seen his phone was open.
You wanted to hurt him, and that's why you stayed in the house so that you could confront him and then destroy his property. Did you not?
No, I wanted to grab my things and I wanted to leave.
Okay. Well, you immediately went off on him, didn't you?
No,
Yesterday you told the jury I was hurt. I was not angry. You remember that?
yes.
You were actually very angry, were you not?
I was more so hurt than angry.
But you were also angry, weren't you?
I was more so hurt than angry.
Why did you want Detective Ema to know that Keyshawn had a concealed weapon?
Hey, man. Hey,
you in the box, and she's sitting up there with her wig on top of her head, lying to them people. That's how it ends. That's how it ends. You in the box. A year, 2 years later, she go sit on the stand with a wig hat and lie to the folks. I wouldn't call it snooping. Okay, what's a synonym for snooping? Like what? We don't care what you would call. We know you wouldn't call it that, but it's snooping. I don't care if you gave you the passcode. You picked that time when I wasn't. Anything you do when I'm not looking is snooping.
yes. Yes.
What are you saying?
What are you talking about?
I was done with her when she said I wouldn't call it snooping. I was done with her testimony.
What else?
There's nothing else for y'all to say. She did that shit.
Look, man.
You got mad. You weren't in control of what your brother did when they came. But see, that be the thing about calling your brother. Your brother is coming to make sure you're okay. But when he get there, it's a man contest now. He don't even see you no more. Now it's two dudes squaring off. Oh, I forgot you were standing over there, sis. I done shot your man.
You done got him murked. Big time. And speaking of, I'm gonna play another video. Fair use. It's still in context with this right here. All right. Let her in. Let that baby in. She don't want nothing. Hey, go ahead and mute. I'm gonna play this next video and let you break this one down too.
Okay, copy. Okay.
What's up, Ava? We don't want no chicken, baby. We cool. All right, here I go. Hold up. Fair use. Mm. Hold up. My bad. I got to share the screen on this. Hang on. My bad, folks. It ain't nothing but a 2-minute video. We'll run it back. Hang on. I'm too wrapped up because this video is like ridiculous, as you can already kind of tell just from the audio. Boom. Fair use. All right. I'm gonna let her break this down, and then we're gonna go from there.
Stop calling your brothers and your cousins for every little argument, because you women sit on social media, you sit around, oh, everybody kill everybody, but you never tell the truth that there's been 1,000 shootings and homicides trickle back down to you running your fucking mouth, or you calling somebody and exaggerating because you feel disrespected.
Isn't it true that you were the first person to become physically violent with Travis, and not the other way around?
No.
Not at all?
Something or show me something if I can't recall the exact steps of the moments.
4 men showed up at his front door.
I just heard a loud bang, as if like the police was at the door.
In exclusive video, we can now see everything playing out on security cameras.
This all happened within seconds, so my brother was the first one to get to the door, so I was worried about his safety as well.
Where Travis at?
According to court records, Rudolph and his then girlfriend, the fight spilling out into the street. The video shows Rudolph then running off his property with an AR-15.
I had to do what I had to do, you know what I'm saying, to protect me and my family. My brother was on the ground getting jumped by 2 of those guys getting kicked, so that's the reason why I went down the street. While they're all in their car, I see 2 firearms pointing at me and my brother, and I couldn't believe it. And it's just a split decision where I just felt like it's either me or my brother or these guys that's, you know what I'm saying, gonna get hurt.
Rudolph firing 39 rounds, the 4 men speeding off.
So, as you can see, that video kind of contradicts everything that she was talking about.
Never had to see that. When she said the first words out of her mouth, I wouldn't call that snooping. I knew she was lying.
Yeah.
She just lied about every.
Bye, Ava. Man, look, that's how live it is right there. You know, like this is real time. We take time to have a good conversation about things that we see, because it impacts the decisions that men make. You know what I'm saying, in terms of who they choose to spend their time with. You know what I'm saying, and it could be dangerous depending on who it is. And in this situation, you got a man with a pro football career that's now it's in jeopardy because of who he spends his time with, and or spent his time with, because they're no longer together. And some people just don't have no code, man. It's just one of them situations, you know what I'm saying, where like, you know, you got to be careful. Like, it's really dangerous, you know, depending on your situation. So, but yeah, when she said snooping, I was up.
I'm out.
I can't understand it.
Nope. You about to tap dance. You put your tap dancing shoes on. You walk. The first thing they show is you punch him in the face going in the house.
On the
then
ring,
you call your brother. Shoot up is in the text. She should be going to jail right along with them.
Yeah. And
she got to go.
Yeah.
Get her out of here.
Man, you know how many conflicts have been started that way? It's like always been the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like olive oil, but with brothers.
Right. That was totally uncalled for, man. And that ain't the first time you done called them dudes over here.
No.
My second point is that's that's his brother that introduced the gun. That introduced the gun first, right?
Yeah,
They show him running out the house, slipping in the grass with a gun in his hand.
right.
It's
I think that was him actually, Travis, that was coming out with the
no.
weapon.
He said my brother was on the ground.
The
guy that was talking said, "Yeah, my brother's on the ground." So was it 4 dudes or 2 dudes?
It was
That's
4 dudes.
Okay, then I understand.
And he went and got Travis went and got the weapon because his brother was outside
getting stomped out by 4 dudes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like he tried to
because I was about to say if it was 2 dudes, it's supposed to have been 2 on 2. But how we end up going to get a gun?
Man, look, these situations happen sometimes with kids involved.
Most of the time with kids involved.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Like
most
you
of
said,
the time, man, that running to your sibling's house because they having a confrontation with their significant other. I don't understand why it never goes the other way. Hey, if you having a beef at home with your boyfriend, how about you come to me?
Yeah. That's the only way it makes sense.
Why am I going into the danger zone?
Like, especially when, like you said, she's done that before, right? So that means as a brother to your sister, you know she got the capacity to do this on a regular basis. So every time the phone go off, you're going to get up and run because she can't control her emotions?
Right.
That's weird to me.
But it's different, but he might have never liked the guy anyway. So don't give me a reason to come over here.
Yeah, someone be looking for a reason. And there's a whole lot of different things that we can make, that we can speculate about that led up to it. But the reality is that they were only there because she told them to come.
She told them to be there, man. She should get whoever got the murder charge, that should be her charge.
Just like
pull the trigger.
Just like that Alabama law, that weird Alabama law where like if like the police shot this one dude in the commission of a crime, right? And then they as a person he was with
that crime. Yeah, I've seen that. That's wild. But you made me come out here and shoot y'all. It's basically what they said. You made me get out of bed.
You made me do my job.
Yeah, pretty much. I had to come out here and kill one of y'all. So
yeah,
I'm going to charge you for that.
And I might not perform it well.
That's going to be up to you. See, you don't even know which one you getting in the middle of the night.
Yep. Yeah. There's an unk right there.
I might be sick of this job.
Right, for real. So when you start getting into like all of these different risks that that men incur for their personal safety when it comes down to relationships, it's kind of like comes into the parenting out of wedlock conversation that we're gonna have tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always a threat to your personal safety without kids, and then when you bring children into it, it escalates even more because you got feelings, emotions. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's got varying degrees of how they deal with their problems, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and read tonight's description. Hey, thanks for everybody that's joining. Hey, for all of you that just got here, go to the YouTube channel. Let me drop the link over there too, so you can catch it as well. And go ahead and click like and subscribe. The narrative for tonight. Hang on a second. All right. Hey, go ahead and mute your mic for a second, Drew. Well, never mind. I got it. Yeah. So, all right. This episode of Code Talk will explore the topic of women who have multiple children by multiple men, causing them to lack sexual discipline. We'll delve into the reasons why some women find themselves in this situation, the impact it has on the children, and the challenges faced by fathers involved. We'll also discuss the role of society and the importance of breaking the cycle. Okay, let's see here. Today's topic is a controversial one. but one that needs to be discussed nonetheless. We're talking about women who have multiple children by multiple men. It's a situation that can have a profound impact on the children involved and the fathers who are trying to co-parent. So why does this happen, and what can we do to break the cycle? Today's talking points will be understanding the reasons why some women have multiple children by multiple men, the impact of multiple fatherhood and the children involved, the challenges faced by fathers involved in co-parenting, and breaking the cycle of multiple fatherhood and promoting accountability in co-parenting. So I'm gonna throw up the first talking point, and then we're gonna get to it. All right, this is not a fluid, discussion. Like there's a ton of reasons why it happens, right? So we want to talk about have a conversation that more or less gives us a better view of what the red flags are. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's got red flags. You know what I'm saying? Like we all do. We all have something that is a trigger, you know what I'm saying, for someone else, because that's what a red flag is. We all have indications, and indications are not absolute. So in this conversation, what do you think some of the reasons are when this situation occurs?
Sometimes it's what most people think it is just, she just went out there and was just loose for a little bit. But the reality is, man, a lot of times girls have babies with guys they in a relationship with. Like, most women want to be in a relationship 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Like, they always think that relationship is the one. Most of the time, a baby comes from that. And then a lot of times, then a lot of times, the situation might not be the greatest with the first child's father. So then you meet a guy like, you know what I'm saying? I should have had a baby by this guy, and then eventually you stick around long enough, you do have a baby by that guy. Then maybe that situation don't work out, and you end up with a third guy. But the majority of the time, I think the percentage of women just have babies when they're in relationships, if they're able to have children.
Yeah, I agree with that on the majority of the time, because like I don't think everybody has the same attraction to marriage, both men and women.
Right?
Because I don't know. There's varying degrees about why people want to have kids. You know what I'm saying, and what circumstances are advantageous to them having children. And whether it be geography, jobs, money, whatever. You know what I'm saying, or just being, you know what I'm saying, I guess being, I don't know, just being super relaxed around each other, comfortable, complacent to some degree, because some people don't really believe it can happen, I guess, until it actually happens.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
Yeah, because if you've been shooting the club up for 10 months, you know what I'm saying, unprotected with no issues,
or 5 years.
For 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. With no problems. And
with
then all of a sudden is.
Yeah. What's this little black and white
what is this? Yeah, what is this? But that's just how it goes sometimes, man. So I don't think it gets a bad rap, because you also got to look at the other side. Sometimes women have 3 kids with the same trash guy, just to say all of my kids came from this guy.
Man, that is, bruh, that is
And we never asked them why they jumped in the dumpster 3 times.
Same dumpster.
At least the other women go try to find a different dumpster. If we still gonna pick trash, at least we look in a different dumpster.
Hey, I think sometimes you don't know if you the dumpster or not.
You could be the dumpster, right?
You could be the dumpster,
but you got to find somebody that you not trash too. So that that probably sounded horrible.
That's super wild right there.
It's not always. I guess you have to kind of, I guess, bend in them waters to kind of see why these women. But I think those are a few reasons why. I just think the main reason is, man, they having kids is part of planting roots.
Yeah.
Like how long, most people, it's a relationship, man. So you, like you said, you in that bareback, ain't nobody taking nothing. Y'all just, yeah.
Just in that letting the chopper go.
Yeah, you just going crazy. So I mean, what do we think is gonna happen? Just because you don't feel like having a kid, don't mean you ain't.
That don't mean it can't happen.
You ain't in line. You always in line, but I think we have to get like the negative, get some of the dirt off of women having babies by multiple men, because men, we be everywhere.
It's hard to get dirt off of. I think traditions have not necessarily run its course, but I think people have to step outside of tradition, especially if they don't come from tradition. They drawing tradition from what they heard somebody else, have.
Right.
And I know ideally we would all want everything to come from the same person, but sometimes man, look, you can't get everything from one person all the time,
Right.
And I'm not just saying that in terms of sex or nothing like that. If you took that out of it, you still can't get everything from every single person, you know what I'm saying? Or one particular individual. You have to have a mix, because one person can be feeding you some information that may not help you at all, but it may only benefit the people that's feeding you the information.
Right.
I mean, we say all the time, you can't expect your oppressor to also educate you. So if you being manipulated, you think the person that's manipulating is there to help you too?
No, you can't have it both ways.
No, you can't have it both ways. And I think that it would hit different if some people were like, I can't relate, you know what I'm saying? And that's easier to say that than I disagree with your method, because all of us ain't raised the same. Everybody ain't got home training, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And if you, or everybody doesn't have the same, we don't come from a uniformed place of like everybody gets processed and has the same thing, same resources. So it'll be different if you came from that and then went out there and did something completely different. And that means just you want to do what you want to do, and that's cool,
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it happens where, like you try to do it the right way. You try to do it the way that made sense, and it didn't work out like that, because it's strange though, because like even if you have kids within a marriage or wedlock situation, whatever, it ain't guaranteed that you got a solid parent on either side of that.
Nope.
Because
you don't.
Like, you don't know what you got until you got to introduce, another obligation into that situation, and then when you do, you're gonna get your answers at that point. You either did it right or you got it wrong,
Yeah.
But that's why you got to have, your own balance point on it, So
Okay.
I think leaving room to just say, hey, you know what? It don't always happen the way you want it to happen.
Man, most of the time it ain't gonna happen the way you want it to happen. Because Like everything else, it's always trial and error. I always go back to that. You got to try it for like why relationships is. Why you think you're gonna have relationships? You're gonna date 10 people before you find somebody you want to marry.
Yeah.
So along them lines, baby or two gonna slide through there.
Yeah, bro.
A baby or two gonna slide through there. So it's just up to the individual person and how responsible you want to be. Because after you had that first child with somebody and it don't work, then you got to be looking for the qualities that you want in the parent.
Look, what's up, Ava? What's going on, baby? Oh, that's all you got for me? Oh, you gonna headbutt the phone?
Like, come on.
Yeah, she just pulled a wrestling move out. I think
Hey, stop.
I think once you understand that you can't have it all, I think you just go ahead and break it down to say, hey, look, the world ain't perfect. You can't have it all. Situations aren't ideal. Things change. And you can't have it both ways, you know? And in most of those cases, a lot of people want a situation for a child to be born in. They want for it to be perfect, you know? But when we say you can't have it both ways, that applies to everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yep.
I think it's almost a fairy tale now, you know, like where
that's how it started. It started off as that.
Yeah, the whole Disney thing, the whole, like watching other people's cultures, and a lot of times that, man, we don't have the same culture as everybody else. We've been mimicking other people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got some versions of it that look like it got it right, but like when you start getting into the details, it wasn't perfect then either, even if they quote unquote got it right.
And I think all of that stuff that we try to mimic is a myth anyway, because I really feel like it's just options. Like in the 1950s, Shorty had to stay right there. Where was she going? Look, they wouldn't even hire you as a woman, basically, so you couldn't leave. So Buddy got to run around and do it. He started that second family across town. That's because what other option did you have?
Yeah, like who you gonna cheat on in the 50s and 60s? Who you gonna cheat on them with?
And I guarantee you, as the options increase for women, the divorce rate did too. That's how it goes. If you go back and look at it, hey, the women getting outside, they getting away from y'all. They getting away from y'all. Like, think about it. Like back then, you had to really sneak and be a lesbian because your husbands couldn't catch you because y'all would be outside.
Yeah.
And nobody will hire a straight woman in 1956. They ain't finna hire two gay ones.
Hey, the show had movies for it called what was it, The Women of Brewster Place?
Yeah. So women had to really band together and take what they wanted, right? Mm-hmm. They always was in control because they got the box. They just be acting like they don't know that sometimes, but
it's got to have some structure.
Just see, and that's how we ended up with back to the multiple men and the multiple kids. See, when the box gonna box, whether you in control or not, right? So if you out here just slipping on your coverage of the box, it's still gonna produce.
Hey, the box gonna box with or without the glove. Write that down. Clip that.
Right there. It's gonna happen. So you always have to be conscious of how you moving, especially bareback, when you got the box. Because it always gonna fall back. It's always gonna fall back on the woman anyway, right? Like the dude gonna date y'all get the lady get pregnant, dude gonna scram. We gonna say what we gonna say about him, but we gonna look okay. We still gonna be looking at you like, okay, what you about to do with this baby? Dad left
out of there,
right? You gotta hold it down. That's how your kids look at you. So I look at it just like, man, just like dating. You got to try these dads out too, man.
So
you got to try them out.
You got to.
And I mean,
so,
everything is relative. And we out here talking about you 6 for 6, like Mike. Like, we're not doing that.
Nah, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
Nah, you look when you got to start lineup and a 6-man.
Yeah, no, we ain't doing that. No,
you ain't even playing basketball
in all different shades, different hair textures. No, ma'am.
No, we're not doing that, brother. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know who signs up to be baby daddy number 5.
Hey, man, but see, it's like it's all baby daddy number 5, but she might be baby mama number 1.
Yeah.
His mama is cussing her out, but she not with none of that. She know what she's about. See, he don't understand.
He don't understand.
He don't understand
at all.
He don't understand. So imagine if you did it like that. You keep catching first timers, right?
Yeah.
So you 3 deep in baby daddies, but each one of them was their first kid.
Yeah. Like,
it's easy to get 6, 7. You looking like, dang, she already had 8 over there, bro. Why you gonna start there? Like, you skipped all around the board. Like, you ain't even. Then you think about it, you're not even ready for that. That's advanced baby mama. She on 6 kids.
What'd you say? Advanced baby mama?
She's in the honors course of baby mama.
Honors course, huh?
No, you ain't ready. She can give a thesis on being a baby mama at that point.
Yeah, like she already got around you.
You not ready for that.
You're not ready.
Mm-mm.
So
she know all the tricks. Like, you don't even. No.
So the reasons are, because I'm gonna get ready to move on to the next topic. The reasons, like, to me, it's just more so random. I think it's just like a state of choice. I think it's more about how you raise, because like this ain't just start. This always been, you know what I'm saying, the norm. And look, the other thing is too, I think we got to stop acting like there were no children born out of wedlock before, you know, we had an understanding of what even wedlock was.
Who started weddings? Like, who said this is how we do it? Somebody was having kids before that, before whatever structure it was to say, hey, we gonna link y'all together this way over this ceremony.
Yeah,
the boxing.
And we know the Western version of what marriage is relatively new to the world too. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe that the other cultures, like in Islam, where they can have multiple wives, I think that was part of the remedy for that. Not just the fact that polygamy exists, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason, but
that was in Bible times, dudes having however many wives,
concubines and everything. Yeah,
because you was having wives wherever you parked the camel. You was walking across, you know what I'm saying? You might have walked, just imagine.
Wherever you tied the camel up at?
Right. You leaving the house and you got to make frequent trips to this place, but it's like 700 miles away. That's like a whole nother world on a camel. So you got to have, you know what I'm saying? You got a wife, or what you said, a concubine, but that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
You got that everywhere you tying the camel up at the night, because you walking for 6 days to get to the next county.
Bro, you had that just pollen.
She ain't pulling up on you. You got the camel. So, you
man,
got the camel.
Look, I'm getting off of this one right here. Look, man. All right, we're going on to number 2. So what's the impact? You know what I'm saying? Multiple fathers involved. You know what I'm saying? What's the impact on the children?
Now that depends on the fathers, right?
All right.
Say you got 3 kids, 3 different baby fathers, right?
And I'm glad you said that, because I don't even want to talk about the women. We talking about what the man's obligation is in this situation.
You have to be, you see, back to the last one we just had, this kind of almost makes you a stepdad, right? Even if you're not dealing with the woman no more. It's just Y'all co-parenting, but it's 2 other kids out there. Remember that video about the girl and the guy was arguing about the McDonald's? I only brought my kid something to eat, that type of thing. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
You just can't be a dirtbag like that. Like what he was saying was right. All of that is cool, but see, it's always when it get to be multiples. That's when it's not about you no more, kind of. Because cool, you don't want to buy food for the other 2 dudes' kids. They may be wherever they at, not buying food for their kids. But what you really doing is not buying food for my brothers. Really, what you doing?
Yeah.
Like, Dad, you don't buy something to eat, but you ain't gonna get my sister nothing to eat. That's really what you're doing. So
yeah, and you're right though. The way you said that.
Yeah, it's the impact is on the fathers because you have to now be cool with all 3 of the kids because that's their sibling. Now it's great if all 3 dads are showing up and we can kind of kick it. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe we can kind of coordinate, hey, who bringing the McDonald's today? So we all 3 dummies don't have to show up here at different times of the day. Like, hey, maybe we can get a carpool and you do it on Mondays. I got Wednesdays. You got Fridays type of situation. Because the kids got to eat either way, right?
Yeah.
So being multiple is really on the fathers and how they communicate with each other. Because the woman is the one that's got to kind of know how to massage the relationships, but also she has to be upfront about what's going on. Now, where it gets tricky is if I'm baby daddy number 3 and baby daddy number 1 still getting some cutty time, and you know what I'm saying, it gets tricky when everybody wants some cutty time, but baby daddy number 2 might be getting it this week, and then you know what I'm saying. Then it becomes a competition in which the kids win because you know they always depend. When parents act stupid, kids always win.
Bruh. Yeah. When it's like, what was the name of that? It was like it was a banking commercial, Linden Tree or something like that. When the banks compete, you win.
It's like that. When the parents get the beef and the kid is shining. It's shining because they get what they want.
Yeah, so they can get out the way and like
y'all not talking to each other. So I can play with you over here and go play with her over there because y'all too mad to talk.
Man, that sounds like some real effort being put in too.
See, that's why you always, no matter how mad you get, you got to be willing to form like Voltron to stomp your kid out. That's got to be the common thing that y'all have in common, even if y'all don't like each other. Mm-hmm. That y'all can unite to smash your kid, to wipe them clean out. You got to be able to bond over that. We always got that.
Because they're gonna play you. Because they're gonna try to play you.
They're gonna try you. They're gonna try you. Because they know y'all ain't talking. Y'all don't like each other. They gonna lie. They
gonna know the weakness first.
Yep. You're gonna look up and be out of $300 you ain't even have to spend.
Yep. And they done played everybody. Now they run around here with $1,200.
I'm telling you, man, you know, some kids are. I remember one time I'll tell this story. My second wife I was married to. One time, you know how you go to the doctor to get a copay?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this person was like, yo, they might have hit up one family member, was like, yo, I'm gonna shoot to the doctor real quick. I'm not feeling well. You think you can hold me down with the copay? Right? So, you know, later on in the day, say family member A start talking to family member B, and they just, you know, how we just be talking like, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. Hey, how's so-and-so doing? They called me and got the copay to go to the doctor. And then the other person's like, hey, they called me and got a copay and said they was going to the doctor too. So then after a couple of phone calls, you find out it was 6 family members that paid for the same doctor visit.
Oh, man.
Them the type of games kids play. They play games like that. Like they'll come over there, you know what I'm saying? They may need $100 for a field trip. Mom and daddy don't talk. Mama gave me the 100 already.
Yeah.
You hit dad up like, hey, mama tripping, she won't give me the 100.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the field trip, I'm up now. If you're not communicating with the other parent, a scam is being ran on you. You don't even see it because you're not talking to the parent. You don't know what the other parent. You don't know what's going on. Y'all ain't talking, so they running the scam on y'all. I guarantee you, it's coming.
Bruh,
It's happening to you right now. Just text out the blue and just ask some questions.
Yeah, yeah. You got to do some scam management with them.
You do. If I'm telling you, because they gonna get you. They don't care. They gonna scam you before they scam somebody in the street.
It's true.
They gonna scam you first. So that's the impact on the kids. Is it could be a good impact or a bad impact depending on how the dads handle it. Because then, right, we don't want an issue in the house of my daddy is blah blah blah, your daddy is blah blah blah, right? So we always got to be watching out about how the dads are depicted to each other. Sometimes women treat the kid different based on her relationship with the dad. Me and your dad ain't cool, I might treat you this way. Your daddy help pay bills and come pick you up and all this, I might treat you this way. I ain't seen your daddy since I seen you, so I treat you this way. That goes on. So it's a lot of different factors that if all three of the daddies ain't there equally, that could be a problem.
See, all of this is exactly why we have a hard time, like meshing, because that ego get involved, and somebody gonna feel some kind of way, especially if the other person is balanced. But you got somebody that's completely imbalanced, and they looking at it for a whole different set of reasons that ain't been being discussed. Everybody loses.
Yep.
Everybody lose. So like when we talking about impacts, I think that you lose so much more than just a chance at peace. You don't even get people that can truly work together. They got something that they have to do anyway.
You got to do it anyway. So we might as well do it together. But
Because
nah,
you waste time.
we'll scrap that and go try to do it on your own. I don't need him. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
you need him to. Why do we think we need him to make it, but not to see it through?
Yeah, it's not
you
a pass.
Make it without me. Why you think you can see it through without me?
Literally can't make it without you. Like in some cases, both ways, and even if you get over on one side, you still missing something.
You're still missing a piece.
Big piece.
Missing a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you try to replace that with another guy, and that's cool. He could be a leader, father figure, and all that. That still ain't his DNA over there.
Yeah.
It's different when it's you looking at yourself. Mm. But
I'm gonna go ahead and put question number 3 up here too. So like you may have already answered it to some degree. I think you have, but like if there's something outside of question number 3 in terms of challenges faced by fathers involved in co-parenting, I definitely believe it's the transparency between everybody, the willingness to work with each other. It's pride and ego,
Yeah, it is. That's the main factor, man. If everybody can put that to the side, that just bodes well for the kid, man. Because like you said, you got to do the parenting anyway. You got to do father things. You got to do mother things to instill in this child. We have to do them. So you can't do them unless y'all working together. Y'all it's like 2 different parents.
Right.
Because if y'all not even discussing, like y'all don't know when the child is in a good mood, when the child's in a bad mood, what signs to look out for, like, and then I just in communication, man, if you got to talk crazy about the other parent, do it to somebody that's not the child.
Yeah.
Because that automatically, man, it just, if somebody's saying something in the house to you 5 days a week, you only seeing your dad on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But Monday through Friday, there's somebody telling you what your daddy ain't. By the time Saturday comes, it's different.
Yeah, you're gonna have a whole different situation by that
Yeah,
time.
it's different, man. So
And look,
communication, everybody deciding to be on the same page, man. Like that's just the most important part. If you can put the feelings and the anger on the side, everybody can kind of get past whatever they mad about at the time.
because it ain't as important as everybody wanted to be. I'm sure it's not because,
Nah, man, and that's when stuff get unsafe, man. I'm telling you.
bro, I ain't never lived in a time where people are so, I ain't gonna say sensitive, but just it's not the people. It is the people to a degree, but meaning like everything's fragile, like very fragile. I don't like calling people sensitive. I'm just saying like the connection between people is very fragile, and because it can go from safe to unsafe very quickly without, you know what I'm saying,
People get
without
you
like,
out, man. We not valuing life. Like
mm-hmm.
everybody is expendable because they getting you
Because
out of here. I'm telling you right now.
ain't nobody exempt. We get that, but you
Nobody's
know,
hesitating. Ain't nobody hesitating. You can get out of here right now.
yep. What you waiting on? You know what I'm saying? Make a move, and that kind of goes back into the challenges, like the personal safety piece. I think is the most significant challenge because you, man, like you don't know who she might go after. You don't know who might be going after her. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Just like we watched that video earlier, there wasn't no kids involved, but it's not like we hadn't seen, you know what I'm saying, kids being involved negative. Like what was it a couple months ago where uh the lady that was supposedly the wife shot that dude on live because she lost her cool,
Yep.
and the kids was in the house with the mom or whatever.
Yep.
It
Yep.
wasn't an extramarital affair. Well, I think she accused him of something similar to that or whatever. But it don't pass the smell test for me to put somebody's life on the invoice.
Nah, man, it's not. And I'm in them type of situations. I'm never even looking for because we should be well past shooting people for cheating at this point. It's 2023.
No, they didn't upgrade. They started running them over with
Nah,
cars.
that
Ain't
should
nothing
not
cool about
be.
that either.
That should not be a harmful offense. Come on, come on.
It's something we got to be past, right?
Yeah, we got to stop harming people because they have physical activities. Well, they got to be able to stay alive after that.
Yeah, and it doesn't make anybody feel safe, you know, in general. Like the communities are not safe when you got men beefing in general, right? But they're even less safe when you don't have, I guess, paternal integrity,
Right.
you know, and no type of obviously accountability is always part of the situation, you know what I'm saying? Because well, the code talk, this is the accountable masculinity platform. So when we discuss these things in great detail about what could happen and what has happened. We've seen too many situations that all have a similar pattern, you know. So at some point when we look at the challenges, how do you see that impacting, you know what I'm saying, our community going forward? Because we're going to get more and more aware of the challenges, and we're going to start embracing it because people are going to get older. We know it's going to be a cycle of people to come, you know, like after we've gotten, you know, like when we become irrelevant to whatever their opinions are, if not already, you know, because we're just looking at it from the 30, 60,000 foot view because we old now, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't bode very well for your own safety if you're in a place where this goes down on a regular basis, because when you don't have consistent masculine energy in every home where each one of these kids could be, there's a risk.
Yeah, it's a risk every time. Like then we show a video a couple weeks ago of the dad or the stepdad getting clapped at the school program. Like the stepdad shot the dad, or the dad shot the stepdad.
Like the dad got shot by the stepdad, and he was trying to pick up his kid or something like that, and the mother of the child didn't have the child there. She was playing games because he was supposed to pick him up at 3:15, and he wasn't even at the location. So he went there looking for his kid, and stepdaddy, not even stepdaddy, just mama's boyfriend.
Right.
Because it ain't even stepdaddy in some cases. That's wild. And boyfriend is immature, looking to, like gain a name or whatever, and then probably gonna end up breaking up with it anyway.
It's not even gonna matter what they did. In 6 months, y'all weren't gonna be together no way. But now my daddy gone forever because one of your boyfriends or you was playing games. Drop the kid off, man.
Yeah. I don't think men want to tussle with each other. I think in general, men know that somebody's always capable. There's always a low-lying threat between men.
We don't care. We just want to pick up the kid. Just give me the kid.
Mm-hmm.
If you just put the kid in the back seat, nobody has to say anything about anything. But that also, when you go in there and you hyping your man up saying he did this, blah, 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 it's going to make your boyfriend feel away when this guy shows up to pick up his kid. Nobody's been hyping my head up to say something to you all day.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't thought about you all day. I knew I was coming here whatever time it was to pick up my kid. And now y'all got a problem with it. But yes, your personal safety is definitely a challenge when trying to co-parent as a dad. Because I don't see stepmama shooting up nothing.
Hey, shout out to Antoine Christopher. You know what I'm saying? He one of the members of the Wolf Pack on Elevated Dialogue. Catch it on the Uncle Junior Network every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And one of the fellow Wolf Pack members has chosen to comment. He says the children always pay the price for both parties' hoish actions.
I was wondering what that word was. I thought it was something fancy, but hoish. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hoish actions. That's a fact.
Oh, yes, it's a fact. It's definitely part of that whole mix,
Whatever we do as parents, like whatever shortcomings we have, the kid pays the price for it. So you just try to limit those. Because whatever stupid stuff you go out there and get into as a parent, your kid got to pay the price for it.
Every time.
It's going to be on them. It's them every time. So it's just in your best interest, man, to find some type of common ground with whomever the other party is. Yeah. And let's just raise this little guy up, girl, and get out of here.
Right. So let me see. He had something else on it too. So he here watching, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. It's definitely a problem. I agree that it is a problem in terms of selection criteria. And this whole conversation falls underneath what I've been talking about with sexual discipline. Because who you choose is going to be, could be, and highly possible that it's reflective of your sexual discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to the Real Bravado Network. Hey, TJ, I've been waiting on you to send me your address. I need your look. Matter of fact, text me your address to this number right here. I'm gonna put a number up here, and I want you to text me your mailing address so I can send you an autographed copy of my book. You have been doing nothing but supporting. Does everybody see that? Everybody see that number that's up there? So, all right, cool. TJ, Real Bravado Network. You see the number. It's 512-553-2915. As a matter of fact, let me just throw that number up on the banner and go ahead and throw it up there. Look, if you want an autographed copy of the book, text this number. Copy of the book. Send a text to 512-553-2915. And the book being the code. Hey. And it's a blueprint to solidarity among reasonable Black people. Like, it ain't got to be the end all be all. We just got to start having the solution-based conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? And I never think that I'd write and publish a book. And it's been 5 years. And here we go with what we got going on. And it still fits the narrative. And I don't know if it's a thing that we can solve. I do believe that reasonable people still need to have a better conversation about it. I think most people are reasonable, even if they fit in some of the behaviors that we discussed. But we got to start having better conversations, because it's got to be about behavior, because we only go where we feel safe. And I find myself, like, I know I have to repeat myself so often, you know what I'm saying, to drive the point home, but it's the first time somebody's heard what I'm saying. Or it's the first time somebody's heard what I'm saying and they've been having a conversation, but they need better words or another perspective or something. Like, it takes a lot of experience in certain situations, observing behavior, to be able to articulate, why it's important to solve, why it's important to identify, recognizing that red flags can be a turnoff, but sometimes it's just a trigger or an indicator that helps us avoid situations where we're giving the wrong energy to incompatible people.
Right. Because a red flag might not necessarily, that might just be something that's not going to work for you. Right. It may work for somebody else.
It may not be healthy for you. It may not be healthy for what
maybe they need to like do something with the color of the flags. Maybe a pink flag or something. Like the red flag is like deal breakers, and like maybe it's a different shade of flag for like a yellow flag. Like slow down. Stop to think about this before we get to the red flag.
Man, look, we see indicators all the time, and we try to change the flag to a different color. Yeah,
we do. Some of them definitely should stay red.
Some definitely should stay red. They
stay red.
So let's see what else we got in the comments. Hey man, to everybody that's starting to come into the chat, I appreciate you for showing your support. If you really want to show your support, y'all see that button on my YouTube channel? Hold on, matter of fact, I'll share the screen just so you can see where to find it at. I do this every time anyway. So let's see here. Let me find it. Boom. All right. You see, can you see my cursor? You see why I'm moving this thing? You see the cursor right there? You see that little button right there? When you hit that, you get to hit like the super sticker, the super chat, send an animated message. You can send a couple $, or you can type in your own thing, It's up to you. But if you like what's going on, you know what I'm saying, then you know what I'm saying, keep being a team player. You trying to come on 2 different channels, bro? Oh, well, he done moved.
Yeah.
Hold up. Oh, you had to swap out for a second?
Yeah.
But nah, man, like these topics are very important, man. And part of the reason that we have the situation that we have going on in most cases, that it's not enough conversation about it.
That's
so
right.
And we got to get it documented by simply just, and man, look, we having a conversation that we would normally have over the phone at length, and that's where that's what we're evolving to, because somebody got to talk about it.
Yeah, man, because there's a lot of people going through it, man. And like I always say, man, like dudes that find themselves in these situations, man, we need like a support group. Like, because it's just unconventional problems that people not in these circumstances don't necessarily run across.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always dealing with trying to do something with something that you ain't made.
Yeah, man. Look, that's what it come down to, man.
Yep.
And that's hard. That's hard for people to process. And it all starts with just like actually making it a topic instead of just sliding past it and talking crazy about it.
Right.
But
because we find time to say wild stuff about it, or I ain't doing that, but we never really get into why wouldn't you want to do that? What, like we was discussing the last time, what are the pros and cons of a situation like that? Like, we always just see it as like maybe, we're seeing in the past is ain't you getting played over there doing this and doing that for somebody else's kid or blah blah blah, man. But it's just the reality of life. The more we all getting older, like none of these people that you're dealing with are getting younger, unless you want to start from scratch. I'm not really into starting from scratch. I ain't out here looking for a 19, 20, 21.
I'm not even itching. You talking about looking for? Nah, I'm
not
cool.
here. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for none of that. So, I mean, you get that used Tahoe, it's got some miles on it, right?
Hey, can you change the transmission?
You can. You can change the transmission, but you can change
the transmission.
Yep. You can change the tires. You can change all that. But that truck still been through what it's been through.
Yeah. It's been, man, look, been through what it's been through, and sometimes it's got different drivers by the time you get there.
It's driving different. It ain't driving the same. It's driving different.
The check engine light won't cut off.
It won't cut off. It's just like that. You taking the autos on plug, like, nah, man, it's just like that now.
Hey, sometimes you got that type of vehicle, you can only drive it at night. People say, hey, my car run better at night.
Run better, yeah. It ain't so hot. My engine ain't got to work as hard. That's how you got to do that.
Oh man, look, so that kind of rounds out the challenges faced, by fathers and co-parenting. But I think we kind of already, this whole conversation has been about number 4, breaking the cycle, and even though it says breaking the cycle for multiple fatherhood, the main thing I wanted to highlight here was just promoting the accountability and co-parenting, because the promotion of accountability breaks cycles. It's kind of like a one, like it starts off with the problem and it gives you a solution at the end, So the action has to intend to, like set some boundaries, set a standard of some sort, because it's not like we didn't grow up with no type of standard, no type of imagery or whatever. And whether it was in your household or in someone else's, whether it was on TV, people pick and choose what they want to, say. Like, I didn't have nobody around, but you watch TV and learn some other stuff off of TV, but you didn't connect with this. So
you wouldn't connect with that. Yeah, that's true. You pick up all this other stuff, right? Like, you didn't have nobody in your house that played basketball, but you figured out how to do that. You went outside and learned that.
Yep. So many different ways where, like, again, if the world's not perfect, human beings aren't perfect, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it all. And you can't have anything worth having without some form of accountability.
Yep. The phrase "get in where you fit in" is really that. You really got to get in there and make it what you want it to be. Because, like, it's not perfect.
No.
The people aren't perfect. So that like it's all a myth. They sold you a dream. You lost.
Yeah.
It's okay. You lost. You lost. They got you. They got
The
all
game.
of us, right? We lost.
The,
But that's the beginning.
mm-hmm.
Point where you can say, damn, they got me. That's the part where you can start making it your own. Because then you know Santa Claus ain't real. And you can get out here and make this thing be what you want it to be. And I think that was the real part of the American dream. Like, people wanted the American dream to be one thing. I think whatever them folks was talking about was get in here and make it what you want it to be. That's the dream. Dream what you want to dream, right? Like, it don't gotta be a house, 2-3 bedroom, 4 bath, 2.5 kids. It ain't gotta be that. Maybe yours is the same house, 3 wives. I don't know. Like, that might be your thing. I'm starting to see women with 2 husbands. Not touching that one, but y'all got that one, champ. I don't have an opinion on that. But it's really, especially nowadays, if you can Google search it, you can do it.
It's true. Like when you say break, when we're having a conversation about breaking the cycle, I think anything that we do to create some sort of standard is an attempt at breaking the cycle. You know, all this stuff is just an experiment because everybody ain't raised with the same structure, man. Like if you had to compare family trees across the board from 100 years ago to where we are right now, even if they didn't have it right back in, you know what I'm saying, a century ago, we definitely further from what they thought it should have been.
Right.
Like that dream has been unraveled multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Like it's interesting that you bring that piece up because in the 50s and 60s, California dreaming was the standard of like what the American dream had to offer, you know, or the allure of being in some big city and, you know what I'm saying, and making it big and getting out of small town America, whatever that looked like for you. And now, I mean, that still exists because of population, you know, greater population, greater opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You got the integration of social media, technology, internet, and everything. Like your tribe is different now, you know, than it was the way that you was raised. So you got a lot of things to your advantage if you get outside of the box of, hey, I had to do it this way, or I got to do it the way I was told to do it. Because by the time that anybody tells you something that the way it should be done, by the time you get old enough to act on it, it's not there anymore.
It's not right there no more. And that's like, what we started to find out now in real time.
Yep.
All them get that job and keep that job, them 30-year gigs is a wrap for that.
Yeah, because them jobs ain't trying to keep you. They trying to get something to replace you.
Yeah, they trying to get lean.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to get lean.
Yeah.
So everything is involving. I think that's just part of the having multiple baby fathers or baby mothers. I think that's just the evolution of people.
I do too.
It's the options.
Yeah.
We just gotta choose. We got the options. It's all the options that we want as far as different partners, depending on what level of life you're on, right? The higher up to go, the more options you get, right? Yeah. So it's just about picking the best options. Like people like Nick Cannon, he just shooting wherever like he go. It's like he go out there and scout the land and plant his flag and move on to the next next thing. Like he go out there and vet the people. He buy the block and then he off to the next city.
Yeah, then he ties his camel up. Nick Cannon been tying his camel up.
He got all the camels though. Like he got all of the camels. it's different when you got all of the camels.
Yeah, he can ride wherever he want to, and he got a camel in there.
But see, that's the thing. Some dudes take their camels from city to city. He leave a camel everywhere he go. When he get up in the morning, he out to the next city and just get another camel.
Right. As a matter of fact,
get another camel on the way.
And he got his camels valet.
Yep. He just pull up and hop on one. And he out.
Yep. Man, like Turo.
I'm everywhere you want to be.
All of this stuff to me just still comes back to sexual discipline, man. Like, you just make way different decisions. Like when we just talking, and the minute you said 19-year-old, if you got that itch, and we like, nah, I'm cool.
No, thank you.
But somebody out there right now is saying, hey, look, slide me one of them. You know what I'm saying? But they got a different motivation. And
they ain't been around no 19-year-olds, man.
Not none of these new.
Because as soon as you get around one, why would you ever invite that into your life? If you're a person of a certain age, I wasn't even looking for girls that young when I was like 25.
I get it. I don't have a problem with it, but like, where are you gonna find them at?
What y'all talking about? That's
always what y'all talking about?
What are you talking about? Because when you start texting me with all them letters and dollar signs, I'm blocking you.
And you ain't spelling nothing right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm blocking you.
I ain't finna.
The moment you put in instead of and, you have to get away.
You don't know the difference between then and than.
No,
I don't care what. Hey, look, I'm trying to tell you, don't text me crazy. I won't respond. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get out of
here, bro. Because I'm gonna assume that it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's the first thing that let me know. Some like the same email scams they done had for years. They don't text message now. Like, let me read something real quick. I say this. Hang on. Somebody done text me from a 507 number, right? Hello. Me. Who's this? I am Amy. This is not Lucy, remember, right? This is not Lucy number, right? You playing. You playing.
See. Or sometimes they got the text now where it'll text you and say, somebody's logged into your account. Tap here to reply. But then when they send it, it's all one word. Somebody has logged into your account is one word. They don't need like, no. And then the next thing you got is welcome to AT&T. Right, yeah. And they got you.
They got you.
As soon as you hit tap for more,
you out of there.
Whatever they send you, whatever's in the blue, as soon as you tap that, they got you. They done opened up your Apple Wallet. They got all your cards.
Bruh. And no matter where you go, there's always a scam that's gonna ping one of them towers, you know. Like when you think about how many people have got by those people, it's like, you know, they got to be successful if they keep trying it. If you try billions of people and you only get 2% of it, or less than 0.5%, you won.
You won, right? So we can get ready to load up the next scam. I got some bills to pay. We gonna load up the next, because it only take a small percentage. Because if you sending that text out 2,000 times a day, and 100 people do it,
man, you got a whole different type of situation at that.
We might not have to run another scam till Christmas.
Man, we got the bills paid, baby.
Yeah, that's why it's scam season. Like, as soon as the weather turn, you got to watch out. Every time the weather about to turn, it's scam season.
Yeah.
When it's summer going into fall, that means the holidays coming, it's scam time. When you coming out of the winter going into the spring around taxes, hey, it's time for the other set of scams.
Man, look. So we're doing a 6-show series on this whole thing, and it's all coming underneath the sexual discipline umbrella, you know. So we've already had The need for sexual discipline on the first show. Second one was no code. Then we did navigating the pros and cons of being a stepfather. And we are doing the parents got a wedlock, and y'all gonna like this one maybe, and maybe not. The next couple of shows in this series are gonna be women who lack sexual discipline, the women who choose to date younger men.
Yeah, them two right there. You want to fight?
You're gonna fight. Yeah, you're gonna fight.
You want to fight?
And then the last episode is men and women cannot behave the same way sexually. I ain't gonna say cannot.
That's 3 fights in a row.
That's 3 fights in a row, man. Because these are pointy topics.
Yeah, them gonna be some spirited debates. Do you have any women?
I do. I'm waiting, you know what I'm saying, for the right time, because I already know that the conversation that you and I need to have is being had the right way.
Yeah.
But eventually I'm going to bring on people to come back and discuss each one of these topics.
Yeah, because one of them 3 could be it.
Yeah, because like I can pack the next talking points, you know what I'm saying, pick from these and get other insight. I would love to see women discuss this amongst women, you know what I'm saying, and see how we can watch and observe and then see how far. But sometimes, man, we don't know how far apart we are, and you know what I'm saying, or how close we are on the same thing. Because I'm not looking for conflict, man. I'm looking for conflict resolution, because I like when problems get solved or understandings get reached, because everybody's got an opinion about something, but it's been years of just throwing the same things around, and nobody's really looking at. I ain't gonna say nobody's really looking at the people that can have the right conversation need the visibility. I don't like saying that nobody's not focused on solving a problem. I like to say we need to get more people in the conversation that have a desire to communicate their understanding of whatever their own experience is, you know. And I think that's more important than anything, because you're gonna draw your conclusion from whoever's talking and who isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because the person that don't have anything to say still is saying something.
Right.
Because a hit dog hollers is what people like to say, but shit, a hit dog be silent sometimes too.
Because it's dead.
Yeah. Look, hey man, go ahead and close us out with some of your wisdom, you know, and we're gonna get up out of here. Hey, everybody, I appreciate you for the engagement. Shout out to Real Bravado Network, always supporting the platform. Shout out to the Uncle Junior Network. Shout out to Antoine Christopher, 2 members of the Wolfpack, and yeah, man, this has been.
Hold on, that was Antoine.
That was Antoine. That was the
okay.
Antoine.
All right.
Yeah,
Shout out to Antoine, man.
Hey, he ready to get on the channel, and I've been like,
I don't know if I'm ready for Antoine.
I don't know if I'm ready. I've been telling him, you got to work your way out the comments first, because I know.
Because I done seen how I seen his work, man. I don't know if I'm ready for him, man.
Hey, look, nah, man, I'm just gonna let him talk. You know,
he might get us canceled.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to set some rules for him. You know what I'm saying?
He needs some because he's super opinionated.
Hey, look,
and he just say that shit.
He's certain. He is so certain. And
yeah.
But one thing I can say, like, you don't have to like his delivery for it to not be like it don't make it less accurate. You know what I'm saying?
I don't be mad at people. Like when people say stuff that people might think, they might be saying like he's saying some wild stuff. I don't be mad at them if they believe it. Like if you just believe
you just believe it,
then that's just what you believe, yo.
Like, who am I? Who am I
never
to take
gonna
away
hold that
your
against
belief?
you? Nah, it might sound crazy, but if you really believe that, then
it's not my mission to take your
I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that at all. I think that's crazy that you believe that, but somebody got to believe it, right? Or it wouldn't be a thing.
Man, look, that's part of the reason why I started writing books, is because I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm gonna have a one-way conversation about how I feel about the situation, because anything that you produce from your heart, your head, and it comes out of your hands, or whatever way that you have to display it, can't nobody take that from you. That's your understanding of the situation. You know how to articulate, you know what I'm saying, yourself. But nah, man, I think I might have to bring Antoine on, man. This gonna be interesting at some point. You know, Antoine, get ready. I know you've been training all season. I know you're listening. You always tune in. I appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? Even though you still, you know, haven't finished painting nothing, you know what I'm saying, that I need to see, you know, that you told me that you was gonna handle for the wolf pack. And I'm saying it right now. I look forward to the day when I get ready to bring Antoine on, because he gonna tear these topics up. I bet he'll tune in every time too. Hey man, what else you want to drop us? Drop some information on us before you get ready to get up out of here.
Nah, man, I really just want to say, man, I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, you invite me on here every week, man. It's always a pleasure to kick it with you. Shout out to everybody that tune in and get in there and comment, man. I'm just enjoying being here, man. It's I think it's a dope platform. It was a dope idea you had to basically bring your book to life and your ideas to life through just regular conversation. And that's pretty much how we ended up here, talking on the phone every day.
Yep. Man, look, I appreciate you answering the phone. You know what I'm saying? So, and entertaining the ideas and the thoughts and the exchanges, man. So, like every week, I get a chance to give you your flowers. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. Hey,
yo, that's funny.
Bars.
That's funny.
Hey, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Repost this, share it, like it. You know, go on the platform on YouTube, click and subscribe, and we are out.
Peace.